What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Trig Talk here this afternoon. My name is David Trigg, and I'm coming to you live here on Facebook, on Periscope, everywhere that you have one of these guys, or a computer, or maybe you're watching this later at night on your tablet. It's even on Apple TV these days. If you have Facebook Live on your phone, on your computer, your Apple TV is what I mean to say. You can watch me live wherever you please. I want to talk to you today about 5 things that you never were told anywhere that you need to succeed in life. 5 things that you need if you're going to be someone who wants to make a difference in the world. Who wants to make a difference these days, right? All of us do. But have you ever noticed that it's not as easy as you think it is? It's not just magic. It's not just automatic that people are going to give you money, give you a job, or are going to buy you that dream house. You're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to trust God. You're going to have to do a bunch of things. But, sometimes we grow up without knowing these things that we need. And so we end up spinning our wheels, living without a lot of guidance. I don't know about you, but I've been through school, college, seminary, all these different places, and it seems like a lot of the tools that we actually need are nowhere to be found. You have to find this information in mysterious places. And so I want to just invite you to come in here. It's about 4 p.m. on this beautiful day, Monday Pacific, here from the LA area in Long Beach, California. Excited that you can join me on this live cast, Trig Talks, to help you discover these 5 principles that I believe are essential for you to actually succeed in your relationships, at work, in your nonprofit or church world, wherever you are trying to make a difference in your own home, with your own family, your own husband, wife, your own kids. You need these 5 principles. So what's the first one? The first one, I have them right here. They're really amazing. Number 1 is you need people that love you. People that really care about you. I think that so many times we spend a lot of time with people that we don't even know if they like us, or maybe you don't even like them. And it's sort of crazy to spend a whole life with people that you don't even get along with. If you want to succeed, and if you want to climb whatever ladder you're trying to climb at school, you're a young student and you want to get to that baseball team, you want to make it, you're trying out for the baseball team, you want to be around people that love you. And obviously you want to start at home with your family, with your parents, with your husband if you're married, wife. You want to make sure that that's in place, although that's not always the case, right? But if you have that, you also need to be around the next layer of people that really love you. So you want to be around partners and employees, or with people that you volunteer with that really care. And maybe, don't get too stuck or caught up with the word love. It's not that there's some sort of romantic love or they're your best friends. But my point is that you want to have people that you get along with. And if you don't get along with these individuals, then you need to move on and find yourself some new friends. Because why waste your time working with people that you don't get along with? Now, here's the thing, though. You might say, well, man, I get along with everybody, right? I'm everybody's best friend. Yeah, you might be that way, but here's the thing. Do you really care about those people yourself? Because it's a two-way street. It can't just be you wanting them to love you and wanting everybody to be there for you. You also have to be there for people. Right? And so you also have to make sure that you're spending the time to invest into those friendships, because that's the thing that you have to have. I'm going to check the audio here really quick. Great. It sounds good. So you have to make sure that those friends that you're spending time with are people that you get along with, that you enjoy. And the only way that you're going to build that relationship is by spending time with them. Now, you can't be everybody's best friend, right? That's the mistake that people make. They try to be everybody's best friend, and then nobody really likes to be around you. You have to have people that you really love, that they care for you. There are different levels of friendship. You have your nuclear family, you have your good friends, you have your best friends, you have just sort of acquaintances, right? But you want to be, if you want to succeed at anything in life, you want to be around people that like you, that love you, that know who you are, and that you get that good feeling from people. And the only way that you're going to get that is if you open your heart. You also have to be vulnerable with people. You can't just be this mystery or this mysterious kind of person that nobody knows who they are. You have to open your heart, man. You have to be willing to share the real you with people, not everybody. I'm not talking about going online and going crazy telling people, I see so many people just wasting time online trying to be honest with the world. It's not about that. Who cares about all these things that people write about? Oh, this and oh, that. Dude, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about spending time and building friendships with people that matter to you, and making sure that they also have that same feeling towards you, that they also want to be around you, because you want to make sure that you're spending time with people that believe in you. So if you're tuning in late, 5 principles on how to live a successful life and how to be able to accomplish your dreams and to reach that next level in life, in love, at home, with your family, with whatever you're into. Number 1 is make sure that you're spending time with people that are into you, that support you, that have a good relationship with you. There are a lot of people that are jealous, that just maybe are in it for the wrong reasons, people that maybe at work that have it out for you, maybe not totally in an obvious way, but you know what I'm talking about. It's not everyone, but you want to make sure that you're spending time with people that you really have that good connection with. That's number 1. So we're talking about the 5 things no one ever told you need in order to actually live a successful life. So number 2 is collaborate with everyone. You have to collaborate with everyone that you meet. The mistake that a lot of people make is that they think they know everything, that they don't need to work with other people. And maybe that's not as common as it used to be. But I still find people that don't really get along with others, and they are very jealous, especially creatives or maybe people that are into some sort of business or into a big project. They use people. They see everyone else around them as just pawns in their game of life. You really want to be, if you want to succeed in life, if you want to reach that next level in your career and whatever you're into, you want to make sure that you collaborate with others. So think about your field, whatever your job or your passion is. Here's a question. Are you collaborating with other people? Are you learning from other people? Are you doing things together? I love how in the music business, you see a lot of collaboration going on. Now, I was watching an interview with John Legend. You guys know who John Legend is? All of me is all of you. I don't know, something like that. Number 1 in the world. He was talking that his song, All of Me, became number 1 worldwide for I don't know how long, months. Now, when he was asked recently, so what's the key to your success? He said, I only collaborate with people that are going to make me succeed, or that are at my same level, or that I can join with someone who's going to open new doors for me. And he says a lot of people want to collaborate with John Legend. Who wouldn't, right? They want him to be on their record, or they send him their songs. Hey, man, you can sing my song. But he says that even at his level, even though he's picky, he collaborates with people because he knows that if he collaborates with Beyonce or with John Mayer, they're going to open new doors and new audiences for his music. And so you might not be into that kind of thing, but you have to think of your area, whatever you're into, and look at people around you in your field and say, who can I work together with? How can we join forces so that together we can build something greater? That's important. It's 5 things, if you're tuning in late, 5 things no one ever told you that you need in order to succeed in life. Number 1, people that love you. You need people that care. Second is collaborate with everyone. Number 3 is serve other people. Remember that at the end of the day, it's about serving people. That you're never going to reach those high levels in anything that you're in, whether you're in a nonprofit world or a business, or you're in church ministry or whatever you're into, creative, or maybe you're a stay-at-home mom. You want to just have a great family. You really want to have good friends. Maybe you're a young person who wants to just have a nice pair of shoes. You want to be able to get a job this summer. You want to not only collaborate, but you want to serve people. You're never going to have the right connections or move up in the world if you are lazy and you're staying at home, never doing anything for anybody else. Just watching Netflix all day long, or you go to work and you come home and you just kind of close your house or close your door and you just don't want to talk to anybody. I'm not saying you need to be an extrovert and be out there at networking events every night, or you're exhausting yourself if you're someone who doesn't like a lot of people. But what I'm saying is that you need to serve other people. And it's not just like once a month or once a week. You need to be serving people all day long. You always need to be asking yourself, how can I provide value for others or to other people? So let's say you volunteer at a school and you're helping some kids, but then there's maybe that young student or maybe a new intern. You need to ask yourself, how can I help them succeed? Don't be so, like we say in Spanish, pelotero, so selfish that because you're just trying to survive, or you feel like you're struggling, you're barely making it yourself, that you just think of you. No matter what level you're at, even if you're at the bottom, even if you're poor, even if you have no time, if you're stressed, oh, I'm so tired, I have so little time. I'm so exhausted from life. I work at a very difficult job, or you don't know how far I have to drive. Everyone's dealing with the same thing. But you know who are the people that rise and that have success in life? Are those that serve other people every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Now, obviously, you want to rest, take care of yourself, make sure that you spend time alone with God. Obviously, again, we're not talking about burning it on both ends of the stick, but man, how many of you have extra time that you're just wasting away, that you could be using to serve other people? You could be using to serve someone that's older than you, that needs help with their groceries. It could be someone in your family. Now, let me say this. Don't get stuck with the same person. A lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm already serving. I do my thing. Maybe it's time to do something different that challenges you in a brand new way. Serve beyond your current capacity. Serve new people. Go across, maybe a different group of people, a different nationality, a different neighborhood. Sometimes it's just simply serving the person that lives across the street from you. That's different than you. Maybe they're older or younger. They're just different. And so the point is to not just get stuck with the same people and just sort of checking off the list. Oh yeah, I got that down. No, man. Keep pushing yourself to serve new people. Number 4, talking about the 5 things no one ever told you that you needed in order to succeed in life. We're here at the Trick Studios, the Trick Talks, giving you these tips so that you can succeed in life, whatever area that you're into. Number 1, we said, make sure that you hang out with people that care about you. Number 2 is collaborate with everyone. Number 3, serve other people. Number 4 is learn from everyone. Learn from everyone around you. I meet so many people, man, that they just go to school and they go home and that's all they do. Or they go to work and they come home, they have their one thing on a Wednesday night that they do, or on a Friday night where they do this one thing, and otherwise they just close themselves up. And I'm telling you, watching Netflix or being on Google or watching CNN is not learning. That's not enough. In fact, it seems like I was reading this documentary or this article that most people, where they get their news from is TMZ. That's the number one place where young and old get all of their news from. It's not even CNN or Fox, whatever you're into. It's TMZ. It's all of these reality TV shows because they're entertaining, right? So if you want to be a leader in your home, you want to be a better mom, you want to be able to influence your children, You and your husband want to have a better marriage, or maybe you're the head of a company or a pastor or you're simply a leader in the community. Learn from other people. You know what keeps people from learning from others are two things. They're either too shy or too proud. There's nothing worse than being shy and being afraid of people. You have to get out of your zone and ask and say, how did you do that? Can you teach me what you're learning? You know, I like what you're doing. Can you show me what you're learning in your area? And maybe especially if it's in the same area that you're also into, learn from them. Ask them, can you teach me? You have to ask people. No one's going to go out of their way to teach you something. No one is. No one's going to say, hey, come over here, little guy, or 45-year-old man, or 32-year-old lady. Let me teach you something. Only if they get paid to do it, maybe they will teach you something. But you have to go out of your way and ask people to teach you something that you're interested in. And so you have to get out of your own comfort zone. Now, the other reason why people don't ask or don't learn from anyone is because they're too proud. They think, oh man, I got it. They're insecure. They think, oh man, why does that person have the marriage that I want? You know, maybe you see that lady that seems to have it all, but you don't really want to ask because you feel so embarrassed. You feel so insecure, like, oh, I'm just not, I don't want to ask because that makes me look bad. Or maybe you're so humble. Again, you're on the opposite end. You're so shy. You're afraid to ask for help, or you ask just the same person. You ask your mom for everything. You can't just have one person that you learn from. You got to learn from everyone and learn about everything. Don't just learn about the one thing that you're into. Go across the aisle. Learn from different areas. If you're into, let's say, into fitness, learn from the business world, because I guarantee that there are going to be things in that world that you're going to apply to the fitness world. If you're maybe a mom, a young mom of a 2-year-old, a 7-year-old, and maybe that's the thing you're learning, go and hang out with a designer. And listen to podcasts or videos, or go to a conference on people that design maybe a graphic design, or they design homes. Maybe they're architects. Maybe they're real estate agents, because when you spend time with people that are outside of your field and you learn from them, even though it's not what you're into, if you're a learner, you're going to apply that. Don't think that only the things that you consider good are actually good. A lot of people I meet are so narrow-minded. They have this little idea of what they think is good or is true or is helpful. You need to learn from anyone, even from things that seem to be crazy. I mean, have you ever watched a TV show where they're killing people and it's like cops, like 24/7, and it's entertaining, and you would never go do obviously what they're doing, but you can learn what not to do. So learn from everyone. Don't be so full of yourself, or don't be so shy and afraid to ask questions that you end up going year after year knowing the same thing. Learn, ask questions, read books, and don't just stay in one medium. Don't just read books, or don't just watch things on TV. Go to conferences. Spend time alone thinking about what you're learning. Maybe go to a class where you're with other people that are younger than you. Go to a different country even, and go learn how other people deal with the same problems, financial issues or health problems or government problems. Learn from how they deal with it. Learn, learn, learn. As they say, leaders are learners, but I would say even beyond that, leaders are daily learners. They're always learning. And it's not just leaders like some sort of CEO. It's a mom at home. If you're someone who's older in life and you're not leading anything, but you still have hopes and dreams, right? Keep learning, and don't just get stuck with the same thing. And then the last thing, these are 5 things no one ever told me. No one ever told you that you need in order to succeed in life. Number 1, to review, make sure that you hang out with people that care about you. Number 2 is collaborate with everyone. Number 3 is serve other people. Number 4 is learn from everyone. And then the last one, I think this is the most important one, is make sure that you have a mentor at every level of your life. At every level of your existence as a young mom or as a woman in her 40s or 50s or as a husband who has a job, or maybe you want to get into something brand new, make sure that you have a mentor. Most people, they don't succeed in life because they only have the same mentor for 50 years. You know, you have your mom, you have your dad, you have that one spiritual leader that you just admire, and you get stuck because they're only going to teach you what they know. And even though they may be the most amazing mom or parent ever, their source or their what they know is going to be limited to what they've experienced. No matter how awesome your mom or your dad is or was, you need to learn and have a mentor at every level. Now, what is a mentor? Is a mentor your high school basketball coach? Yes. Is a mentor a student that you had? Probably not. A mentor is a mentor someone that you work with only if they know or have accomplished more than you. The number one requirement for someone to be a mentor is they are better than you. It's that simple. They've accomplished more than you have. Let's say you're into fitness and you want to lose 10 pounds this summer, or maybe now so you can look great in that, that bikini, or that you want to have a beach body, you want to have that ready. You got to learn from someone who's been through the same journey or similar than yours, but has accomplished more than you. They're better than you at that. Let's say you want to be an awesome teacher. You want to be a more excellent teacher to your school, at your work. Maybe it's at home. You want to just be a better mom, or you want to be a better employee at your job. Learn from people that are making more money than you, that have better positions, that are higher than you. So if you have an organization of 3 people, let's say you are a creative type and you have a business or a nonprofit or a small business at home or whatever with 1 or 2 people, let's just say it's 2 of you. You got to learn from people at every level, meaning from someone who has 10 employees. Don't look for someone who has 1,000 employees because you can't relate. Plus, it won't give you the time of day. But make sure that you're spending time with people that can mentor you at every level. Now, as you succeed and as you begin to grow in your capacity and your knowledge, guess what? That old mentor won't be very effective anymore. You're going to have to get rid of that old mentor and say, hasta la pista, baby. Goodbye. I have to find new mentors. Don't get stuck with the same mentor the rest of your life. Now, I'm not saying to get, to always find new people all day long, but you have to be open-minded and to say, maybe this person that I didn't even really like at first, I didn't really get along with their style. I don't even like how they think. You don't have to agree with everything they say. You don't have to go and become like them or say yes to everything they teach you or sell you even. But if you can learn one thing from a mentor, especially someone who's better than you at something, man, it's going to make your life much better in whatever you're into, whether it's at home, whether it's in business or in your nonprofit or in your physical goals, or maybe you have financial goals that you're trying to accomplish. So I want to summarize here on this Monday Trig Talk here this afternoon. On this lovely day. Today is almost, it's 5 o'clock almost here on this 4:30 Pacific here in the LA area in Long Beach, California. 5 things you need to know that no one ever told you that you need in order to succeed. To review, number 1 is make sure that you spend time with people that care about you. Get rid of all those loser friends of yours that only waste your money and are wasting your life. Number 2 is collaborate with others. Make sure that you do things with other people so that you can rub shoulders and you can make something better together with somebody else. Number 3 is serve other people. I'm not talking about your job, okay? That you can do that because of a paycheck. I'm talking about a place where you are helping somebody else. You're coaching your kid's baseball team. And it's not just about your kid. It's about making the team better. You're serving other people. And it can just be in very simple ways where you simply have a servant attitude. You're doing coffee at your church. You're helping with the kids on a Wednesday night. Serve other people. Number 4 is learn from anyone. Don't be so proud or so shy that you stop learning from people because they're not like you, because they've failed at life, or because maybe they're even arrogant. You know why people are arrogant sometimes? Because they don't have any sort of balance in their lives. Maybe you can be the balance to that arrogant person. Learn from anyone. Don't be so shy or so proud to think that you know everything. Learn from everyone. And then lastly is get mentors at every level. Don't get stuck with the same mentor that you grew up with. Make sure that every time that you move up or that you want to move up, maybe you do it before you move up. Actually, that would be a great way to learn. Although most mentorship happens on the job when you're actually at that next level and then you're like, oh, what do I do? But the point is, get a mentor at every level. No matter where you're at, make sure that you have someone that can teach you the ropes. But what's the number one requirement? They have to be better than you. That's the only way that someone can be a mentor. They are better than you in something. So I just really wanted to give you these 5 tips, that I know that people just don't talk about. I don't hear them talked about anywhere. But these, I believe, are 5 very important things that no one ever teaches you. No one has ever taught me. I've learned them myself. I'm not perfect at all these things. These are the things that I'm learning myself. I'm learning how to implement, how to collaborate. Things that I'm working on. But guess what? I'm committed to these things. That's why I'm succeeding at life, in my own way. And I want to pass these things on to you, so that you're not just stuck with your own little thing, going at, a little, maybe at 1 mile an hour. You're just barely moving the needle. Or maybe like most people, you're going backwards. Or maybe you're just in this hamster wheel doing the same thing year after year. God has greater plans for you than to just have you be in the same thing year after year. But the only way you're going to get there is by making sure that you're doing some of these things and hopefully, like me, just that you're learning as we go. We're all learning together. We're not all there. We're not teaching because, we're already there and learning. We know everything. No, you and I, we're sharing with other people. We're learning together how to make things work, how to learn, to grow, to succeed at life, but to not just be still and just let life happen to you. So you're here in the Trig Zone, the Trig Talks here on this Monday afternoon, hoping that you can be a person of success. Just hitting here the comments. Welcome to Adrian, to Bethany, to Alberto, Ellen, to Ofi, to Bo. Thank you so much for all the comments. To all of you who have joined in, make sure that you do something here for me, okay? Make sure you share this video because people, man, need to know these things. And that you share this, tag a friend there, and make sure that people know what to do when it comes to succeeding in life, no matter what they're into, so they don't get stuck. It's really in my heart is to help people not get stuck in the same rut. Not everyone wants to succeed in life. Some people just are okay living an average life. That's okay. If that's you, then this is not really for you. But if you are someone who is ambitious, who wants to see great things happen in other people's lives, you really want to help other people, you want to glorify God, you want to see things explode around you in a positive way, you want to see lives be changed and transformed. You're not happy with the status quo in your marriage or in your parenting, or if you're a younger person, you don't want to be like your friends on Snapchat who are always bickering and always getting mad at each other, always gossiping. You have greater dreams for yourself, then you need to be learning these things that no one ever teaches us. No one ever taught me these things. And so I'm hoping to be a part of the solution now that, like I said, I'm learning these things myself so that hopefully we can help each other out and be encouraged to succeed and not get stuck with the same thing. And you're always, going to that weed or going to that bottle or getting all depressed or eating all that pizza and gaining 20 pounds, or you're just like in the same rut again. If you're happy with an average life, then like I said, just turn this off now because you're not going to like my tips. But if you want to succeed, you want to help other people, you want to accomplish great things in life. If you're 20, 10, meaning if you're 10 years old, 20, 30, 50, 80 years old, it doesn't matter. Just the other day I was reading that Abraham, like the amazing father of our faith, Abraham, when God called him to leave his land and go to the promised land, you know how old he was? You think he was complaining because he was too old? No. You know how old he was? He was 75. You're like, yeah, well, it was different back then. Dude, 75 is still 75. God called him to trust in a whole new way and to leave everything behind at 75. And so many people, man, they're like 40 and they're like, oh, man, my life is over. Dude, forget the 40. They're 20 and they're already like, oh, life is so hard. Hey, I'm not saying it's not hard. I'm not saying that you don't have real problems. But you have to learn these things that are really going to help you break that mold that your parents left, as good as our parents were. Man, I love my mom and dad and my abuelita that raised me. But you have to implement these 5 things that no one ever teaches us. You know, the only people that seem to be talking about these things, actually, I don't know who's talking about these things. That's why we're here, Trig Talk, every day to help you wake up, man. I think that we need to be helping each other out. So let me know what is the most important thing that you are trying to accomplish in life, in your fitness goals, in your brain. You know, I think that a lot of people need to implement these things just in their way they think. You know, the mindset thing. Why is mindset so important right now and so popular? You know, it came out of the Buddhist movement and now it's yet so mainstream. It's because, man, people have a bad brain, a bede burro, like I call it. You know, they're just burros. People are just walking around like burros, you know, just without a brain, just making the same stupid mistakes over and over again, or living these unambitious lives because they think that to want something, to want a new iPhone is like sin, or to want a nice house is bad because we're supposed to be poor because we're people of faith. You know, if God has called you to be poor and to live in a shack, then that's great, you know, but if you really want to have things, and it's not about having things, but you want to grow in life, you want to impact people, you want to write that beautiful song like John Legend that's going to just make people cry for years. Man, I think I even cried when I first heard that song. I'm like, why am I crying? I didn't even like John Legend. But imagine if he'd be like, oh man, I don't need to be writing songs and, have paparazzi outside my house. I don't want that. Hey man, if God has called you to write great songs or to write an awesome book or to build the biggest, baddest, amazingest church in the world like he's called me, man, you can't be ashamed of that. You have to be real. You have to be humble. You have to be collaborating. You need to be thinking outside the bun. You need to be trying to do new things in life and stop living on failure street. Stop living this life of condemnation and of, what happened to me 5 years ago or 10 years ago. Man, I have things that happened to me 20 years ago. Yeah, I don't need to bore you with all my details. If you know me, you've heard most of it. But, I had bombs dropped on my head, like those North Korea bombs and all this, like whatever they call that Moab bomb that we dropped on Syria and ISIS. Dude, I had that happen to me when I was 9 years old. There's a lot of stuff that I've seen that I don't need to bore you with. But going through what I've been through and others have been through worse stuff doesn't need to be the end of you, whatever it may be. And I know that there's a lot of stuff, man, that people go through that really damages them. They maybe have a relationship with their husband that's really bad. Maybe they're hiding things from each other. You might have divorce or bankruptcy, or maybe your adoption papers didn't work out, or you're dealing with infertility. You're dealing with just a lot of maybe pornographic problems or issues of failure or bipolar or depression, a lot of mental health issues out there these days. All that stuff, obviously, you got to take care of it. It's real. And I'm an advocate for a lot of those things. But we have to eventually turn the corner, right? We can't just live in this, like I said, on failure street. We got to live on gozo street. That's what we talk about that here. Living la vida gozo. Because, the Bible says it very clearly that though there's pain in the night, gozo comes in the morning. In this world, you will face many trials, many tribulations, but be of good courage. I have overcome the world. But guess what? Sometimes that goes in one ear and out the other, or stays in church, right? But it never gets implemented into our daily lives. And so that's why I'm here to kind of wake you up so that you live in the success and in the joy. You don't like the word success? Put your own word in there. Maybe you want to live happily. You want to love, you want to smell the roses. You want to just grow old, whatever it means, but are you going to be able to grow old if you're by yourself depressed? No way. Are you going to be able to just love your neighbor and be a good Christian if you don't have a job that can pay your bills? You can't even drive to work? I don't think so. And guess what? Maybe you don't have ambition, but your husband does, or your kids might, or maybe your mom and dad do. What are you going to do then? Are you going to just say, well, just, let's all walk around barefoot and just whatever happens, happens, man? I think God can work through that even. I'm not saying that God can't work through even our own, kind of wrong thinking, or maybe we grew up with a certain bent, or maybe the way we were raised was just kind of a certain way. I didn't grow up with like, hey, man, you can be this and that. I grew up kind of normal, I would say. But I woke up, man. I woke up, and I don't think that God is somehow out to get you, or that he's mad because you want great things in life, or that he's mad at you if you want to have a better job, or you want to have a great big church, or you want to have just an iPhone, or heck, you want to just go out to sushi whenever you feel like it and not have to, rub 2 pennies to go to Taco Bell. Man, I've been there. That's why I talk so openly, because I've been there. I've been to the times where I had to buy government cheese when I was 10, 11 years old. So I'm not talking about like being some sort of anti-poverty person, or we need to all be excessive. No, I'm not talking about gluttony, but I'm talking about having success in whatever you call success. You don't think of success. Well, think of it whatever or put it in whatever way you want. But you might want to call it the abundant life, or you want to, like we call it here, life of gozo. It doesn't matter, but all these tips hopefully are helping you to really go outside of yourself and to go beyond the normal and the fear that so many people have, no matter what color they are, what age they are, nationality, citizens, undocumented. Man, fear is the worst thing. If I could just ask one question of God is, Lord, or one request is, eliminate fear. And maybe that's why God talks about fear and being courageous so many times in the Bible, because I would say it's the number one sin, if you want to call it sin, or he calls it faithlessness. God calls it, you of little faith. I think really I would replace you of little faith with you that are filled with fear. And maybe you don't deal with fear, but you deal with anger, with pride. It's the same thing. You're just afraid of being irrelevant. You're just afraid of being found out that you're a farce, or that you don't know as much as you tell people that you know. So it all comes down to just being inauthentic and being unwilling to be true, because you're afraid. And so that's why you're so arrogant. That's why you fight with your fellow employees at work, or you're always mad at your kids. It's because you're afraid to be a failure. And so you just mask it. Now, other people mask it with addictions. And so they're not even afraid, nor are they angry. They're addicted, which is another problem. And so it doesn't matter even how old you are. You can be addicted to even your phone. But it's the same thing. It's that kind of the perfecta of fear, anxiety, depression. Really, I call it the fad. And so these 5 things hopefully are helping you and will encourage you along the way. So make sure you share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my podcast so you can listen to the Trick Truth, the Trick Talks, right in your phone in iTunes. We have an awesome YouTube channel that is starting up, picking up subscribers. We're like at 85. We want to get to like 100 and hopefully grow from there. I don't care about numbers. I'm not trying to get sponsors. I just want more people to know about this great content, because too many people live on Failure Street, and I want to help other people to find out what I'm finding out, that you can live differently. So subscribe. Make sure that at the end of this Facebook live video that you press on, so you get a notification when I'm on every day. Normally in the mornings. Today I've been studying all day, but I did this here today in the afternoon. So hopefully you can learn and have these tools available to you on the go, on the run, wherever you're at. Don't be afraid that you're the only one watching. That's what I do. You're one of those, what do they call those? They're crawlers or whatever they call them. People that just linger. I don't know what the word is, and they never comment or like. They're afraid to be the only one. I know what that's like. Don't be afraid. You might be my neighbor down the street. I don't care. Doesn't. What matters is that you're learning. That's what really matters, is that you're winning because you're actually learning these things. It doesn't matter that, it's only one person, or you don't want to like something because you feel like, I don't want to be that creeper, or that creep. What really matters is that you're learning and that you're picking up, even if it's 1% of what I'm giving you, you're going to go and be great, because that's how we learn. That's how we grow. So thanks again. Make sure that you subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Okay. See you.